Hey, so I wanted to kind of go over this problem with you. So I'm going to do a whiteboard. So yeah, if you're struggling on this, you're probably going to really struggle on everything else. So what I would suggest doing, because this is just a basic unit circle question. So you definitely need to go back over the first one and two chapters. Go back over My Open Math, open it back up and look at your notes on the first couple of chapters on how to solve things using the unit circle. So this question asks you to convert, make this a little bit thicker, from the Cartesian plane, Cartesian, why does it look like that? To polar. So we're going from our regular order pairs to polar. So our order pair was -1, square root of 3. And we want to convert this so that it's r theta, which is your polar coordinates. R stands for radius, theta stands for your angle measure. So if you go back and look at the notes I gave you, we can use the formula x squared plus y squared equals r squared to find our r. And then to find theta, we're going to use this tangent of theta, and we know tangent of theta uses y over x. Okay, so we're going to use these two formulas. So all we do for the first one is just plug these in. This is your x, this is your y. So you're going to do -1 squared plus -square root of 3 squared equals r squared. And this is what we're trying to find. So -1 squared is 1. Negative square root of 3 times negative square root of 3 is going to give you square root of 3 squared, which equals 3. And then we get 4 equals r squared, and we take the square root of both sides, and so we get r equals 4. So I know my radius is 4. And if you graph this on a graph, we know this is going to be -1 here, and then negative square root of 3 is a little over -1, so it's going to be in this quadrant. So if you think about it, it's going to be in quadrant 3. So we have to think about that on the unit circle, what that would be equal to. And now we want to find our angle measure. So we're looking for tangent of theta, where negative square root of 3 over -1. We know this is going to be the same thing as square root of 3. So if you go back to your unit circle, and we can just look at quadrant 1 for now. Remember, this is 0 degrees. This is 30 degrees. This is 45 degrees, and this is 60 degrees. These were our special right triangles. And the order pair for this one, if you go back and look, is square root of 3 over 2 and 1/2. This is square root of 2 over 2 and square root of 2 over 2. And then this was 1/2 square root of 3 over 2. Okay. And so if we want to figure out if it's going to be one of these, and if it is, then you can kind of figure out, okay, what's going to be down here. Whatever this angle measure, it's going to be reflective on this one. So, what we would do is just try them, and we would divide. We know that tangent is y over x, and so we would see which one is going to be equal to this square root of 3. So I'm going to try the 30 degrees first. And if it helps you, and 30 is pi over 6, same thing as pi over 6. If it helps you to use degrees, you can change it to degrees and not worry about the radian measure. But you do need to be able to convert both. So 30 degrees, so I'm going to do 1/2 divided by the square root of 3 over 2. And remember that keep, change, flip. I'm changing it to multiply, flip fraction. And those cancel, and you're left with 1 over square root of 3, which is the same thing as square root of 3 over 3. So we know it's not the 30-degree one. Next, I'm going to do 45. And so if I did square root of 2 over 2 divided by square root of 2 over 2, that's going to be equal to 1. So we know it's not that one. And then I'm going to do 60 degrees. So 60 degrees is going to be the square root of 3 over 2 divided by 1/2. And we keep change flip again, change it at multiply, flip fraction. And so we end up with square root of 3. So I know that my angle measure, this angle measure is going to be 60 degrees, which is the same thing as pi over 3, okay? So if I want to find out what is this full angle, and again, it's going to be all the way around here. We're going to have to go from here to here. I know that This is a full 180. And so what you would do is you would take 180 and you'd add 60 to it, and that's going to give you 240 degrees. And if I wanted to convert this to a radian measure, we would remember multiply it by pi over 180, and that's going to reduce to 4/3 pi. Okay, so that's where that come from. So again, what I would suggest is you're struggling with this part is going back over your unit circle and just practice finding angle measures um, given, a certain angle measure or finding your ordered pairs or all of those are the first two chapters that we did in Moodle. So go back and look at the old tests and go back and look at your notes and stuff because you're definitely going to need to know how to do that for your final exam. And you can also Google, go to Google and type in examples on finding angle measures on the unit circle. Okay. But one of the first few weeks, if you look in Moodle, I attached a whole unit circle sheet. And so it actually gives you all the order pairs and all of them, but you should know how to do that. So just make sure to go back over that. All right. Thanks. Bye.